welcome back.
Hi there! So yesterday we talked about two of the Scrum events, sprint planning and
Daily Scrum.
And now we're going to continue to talk about sprint review and sprint retrospective.
Yes.
So now the sprint has
reached the end,
and our brave Scrum team has unfortunately not quite reached their sprint goal. However, at the sprint review, they gather together with their stakeholders to inspect the done product increment. So at least they have done some things, but not exactly everything they set out to do.
No.
It took a bit longer time than expected, unfortunately.
So the Scrum team and the stakeholders will now collaborate on what they did during the sprint and also look forward and see what they can do next.
Yeah, so what will the next goal be for the brave Scrum team? And the output from the sprint review is then a revised product backlog.
So we know what to do when we reach the sprint planning in a few days.
But many people refer to the sprint review as a demo. But that's not quite what it is, right, Emelie?
No, when you have a demo, it's more or less that the Scrum team promotes the things that they have been doing and the stakeholders sit as an audience. But the sprint review should really be more like a workshop when we collaborate together.
Yeah, so I like it when the customer themselves get to touch and feel the product.
Yeah, truly inspect.
Truly inspect, and as you said, have a workshop.
Yeah.
So that's great. Right.
Time for sprint retrospective.
I think so. So, the sprint retrospective, it's where the Scrum team inspects itself.
Yeah.
And, well, our brave Scrum team, they figured out that they weren't really as fast as they would have liked to be. So, at this sprint retrospective, what did they find out?
They figured out that there was only one person who had a camel driver's license. So when this person was asleep, the camel was still.
Yeah.
They didn't move forward at all. So one improvement for the next sprint will be that more team members take one of these camel driver's license so that more people can drive the camel. And also the camel was very exhaustive, so the team will next sprint build the propeller for the camel so it can whoosh, move faster.
That will be great. And they also, for the team spirit, decided to craft some superhero capes, which will make them look even better. And that's important as well.
Yes.
But regarding the retrospective then, this one, improvement for next sprint, is very important. If you skip this part, then it will more or less be like that you sit and complain for a bit, and then perhaps you think that, this was due to someone else, and then you go and do your work. But then it's not a retrospective.
No.
So you have to find some improvement, at least one improvement that you
can take full responsibility on and work on next sprint. To become even better.
So that's
super.
So to sum up, all right. So we have been talking about the sprint planning, the daily Scrum,
sprint review, and sprint retrospective.
But there is actually 5 events in Scrum.
Do you know?
The last one, it's the sprint. The sprint itself. And the sprint is the container for the rest of the Scrum events.
What should we get from a sprint?
Yeah, the output from the sprint is to have a done, usable, and potentially releasable increment, product increment.
At least once every sprint.
Yeah, you can have that more often if you want to, but at least once per sprint. So, the trick question here is from us to you.
Yes.
Do you have that? Can you deliver something?
At least once every sprint.
And with that said,
thank you for your time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
If you want to learn even more about Scrum, you can book yourself on a professional Scrum Master course. Link in the description down below. So the question of today: do you have a potentially releasable increment at least once every sprint? Discuss with your colleagues and comment down below. And please subscribe if you want more of the Advent Calendar 2018.